Do you have some questions you would like to ask, Dr. O'Shea?
When you did your co-teaching, and you consider a number of the co-teaching strategies that were made available for people to consider, which ones turned out to be the ones you used most frequently?
The one that we used most frequently was the one teach, one assist. And sometimes that worked with either one person teaching and the other person walking around the classroom, or it worked with one person teaching while the other person took back a small group of students and then worked with them individually while still keeping up with the main class. So that was really interesting. We also, I forgot the name of it off the top of my head because I haven't looked at them in a while, but we used the pair teaching where we'd both teach the same thing. We'd be both at the front of the class, but we'd be maybe reading a story.
Parallel, yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, team teaching, because
Team
you're doing it at the
teaching.
same time.
You're doing it
Yeah,
at the same
same
time, and then, I'd ask questions of the students, and then Cindy would throw in her own questions, and then we'd both lead the discussion together, and that went really well.
Did it take time for that co-teaching to emerge where you were comfortable to interchange comments before the children, or did that happen right off at the beginning?
It took about a month for us to really get the flow of how each other teach.
Yeah.
But we started with the co-teaching strategies right at the beginning. So just being comfortable with each other and learning how each other work took maybe probably less than a month. But by like the middle of September, we'd gotten the flow down pretty well. So
And one last one. We're going to give a strong look at the experiences that we can provide to incoming teacher candidates in the summer before they would go out and begin their co-teaching experience in early August. If you were to create a experience for people in the summer before they were to go to co-teaching, what kind of things would you include in that for them?
lesson planning was one of the main things. Also, just a breakdown about TK20 and how that works, as well as what PACT means and what's required of that, and the CATs. Because when you get in there on your first day of school and they're talking about all these acronyms, a lot of the students are, what's going on? I have no idea. And so just having kind of a debriefing about that, as well as about the co-teaching strategies, what's expected of you in your classroom. And maybe also some classroom management would be really beneficial to the people right before that they get in that classroom environment.
Thank you. That's terrific.
If you were going to describe a perfect cooperating teacher, what were some things that your cooperating teacher did that really helped you and made that whole learning process easier for you?
One of the best things that she did was she involved me in the planning. We planned before school about each day, and then we planned after school, and then we planned out the whole week as well. And instead of just her saying, okay, we're going to do this, 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 and this, and then tomorrow we're going to do this, this, and this, and this, we would do it together. So she'd say, this is what we need to get done. Is there anything that you'd like to do as well? When would you like to do it? These are our windows. What would you like to teach? And then once I picked out, like, I want to teach this on this day, and then we'd figure out what that our roles would be while the other person was teaching. And so that was really great how she just included me in everything, and then my opinion was heard throughout the entire process.
So there were considerations given to your respective roles as co-teachers during the planning process. While I'm doing this, you'll be doing the other,
yes,
kind of thing.
Yeah, our roles were clearly defined, and we wrote in our plan books, like, this one is me and this one is you, and so that we would know each day. And sometimes, in the middle of the class, who's going to do this one? But we'd always, one of us would remember or would be able to look, but yeah.
Was there anything that she did to welcome you to the class or invited you to do in that the very beginning that was helpful to you?
Besides introducing me to the class and telling the class, this is also a teacher in the classroom, and you need to treat her with the same respect that you'll treat me in being there on the first day.
Did you work together at all before school started?
Yes, we set up the classroom together, which that was great. I loved being able to get to know her before the first day of school, because walking in that classroom without having any previous contact with her, I think would have been really overwhelming, just not knowing exactly what to do on that first day without having talked to her beforehand. So that was a really great suggestion from you guys. And then, so she took me out to lunch one day as well, so that we were able to talk before school started. And then when we were in the classroom, she ran through like how she does things, like this is how we do calendar every day, and then gradually she'd let me take over, like, okay, now you try it. And so that was also really great because she didn't just be like, okay, this is how you do calendar, and then had me do it, but she modeled it first. And so it was like she was teaching me. Well, she was teaching me. Yeah.
Great. So what's the spring activity going to be like for you? Will you'll be at a different class placement, right?
I'm a stage 2.
Okay, so
I'm
you're
done.
it's
She's
over.
done. Yep.
Yeah.
You just finished. So I
That's
guess
why she had the traditional model
Yeah.
last spring, and then she experienced co-teaching this fall.
So I take it we're going in the right direction with this.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
This was amazing.
We thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Wonderful.
Oh my
Terrific.
gosh, there's so much in there.